Welcome to Echoes Untold, where history whispers and I listen. It's early March 1916. The world is deep in the throes of the First World War, and out in the churning grey waters of the North Sea, a silent war is being waged. While the thunder of artillery echoes along muddy trenches, beneath the waves submarines stalk and are stalked in a deadly game of hide and seek. At the heart of this story is HMS E5, one of Britain's early E-class submarines. She was built at Vickers, in Barrow-in-Furness, laid down in June of 1911, and commissioned 2 years later. E5 stretched 180 feet from bow to stern, powered by a mix of diesel and electric engines, and packed 4 18-inch torpedo tubes, state-of-the-art at the time. But her career began with tragedy. Just days before she was to enter service, an engine room explosion killed 13 crewmen. 3 more would die a little later from an oil blowback. Even before E5 fired a shot, the cost of submarine warfare was painfully clear. Still, E5 pressed on. By August 1914, she joined the 8th Submarine Flotilla at Harwich, a key British base for North Sea operations. E5's war was anything but quiet. She evaded German torpedo boats, survived attacks from enemy cruisers, and even tangled with a German airship that tried to bomb her from the clouds. She wasn't just lucky, she was formidable. In April 1915, E5 torpedoed the German steamer Schwarzwald, earning her commander a commendation. That September, she sent the minesweeper SP-11 to the bottom, and her crew pocketed prize money as a reward. But for all her daring, the North Sea was an unforgiving place. In early March 1916, E5 set out on what would be her final patrol, just north of Juist Island. She was sighted by her sister, sub-E29, on March 6th. The next day, E5 was assigned a grim task: rescue survivors from the trawler Rosono. That's when disaster struck. What happened next has puzzled historians for a century. The leading theory? E5 was lost to a German mine during her rescue mission. Some argue she was sunk by depth charges from enemy patrols, but there's no evidence of shell or depth charge damage on her hull. For decades, the fate of E5 and her 29 crew members remained one of the sea's secrets, but in 2016, divers discovered her wreck off the Dutch island of Schiermonnikoog. What they found was haunting. The hull was intact, the hatches open, clear signs that the crew had tried desperately to escape. There were no scars from enemy weapons. The evidence pointed to a sudden catastrophic event. A mine, most likely, leaving no time for anything but a desperate attempt at survival. All hands were lost. E5 and her crew became another tragic chapter in the long roll call of World War I's missing. For a century, mystery shrouded their fate. The 2016 discovery finally brought closure, offering a somber but important glimpse into their final moments. E5's story is a stark reminder of the dangers of underwater warfare. She stands today as a symbol of bravery and sacrifice, not just for those lost aboard her, but for all who faced the perils of the deep in wartime. The hazards of the sea didn't end with the armistice, and E5 reminds us that some echoes last long after the guns have fallen silent. Echoes Untold, where history whispers and I listen. If this story resonated, show your support, like, share and subscribe. Let's uncover more echoes together.